Welcome to Stager Savvy, insider secrets to stage your home and sell it for more. My name is Stephanie. This is the podcast where we bring you the latest tips, tricks, and expert insights from the world of professional staging. And I'm joined by my friend and fellow staging expert, Candace.
Hi, everyone. We may be competitors in the Denver market, but we believe in abundance and collaboration over competition, and we're here to share our collective knowledge with you. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn from the experts. This is Stager Savvy. Good morning, everybody. This is Candace Doherty with Candace Lee Designs, and I am here with my counterpart, Stephanie Breckbill with SLB Design Co. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Candace. How are you doing today?
Boy, do I have some spring fever.
It's been so nice the last couple of days after all the freezing. We're finally we're due.
So today we have a very special guest, and her name is Maegan Keller, and she has her own professional organizing business. Maegan, go ahead and introduce yourself and your business.
Sure. Thanks for having me, Candace and Stephanie. I'm Maegan Keller. I'm the owner of Shape Space. We're a professional organizing and move management company here in Colorado.
And how long have you been in business, Maegan?
We are in year 6 of business, but I joke that I've been doing it my whole life, but only been being paid for about 6 years.
Exactly. We're all sort of on that same business timeline, I think.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All 6 years in business. Cheers to all of us.
Yes. Through COVID.
So the first question I have, you said moving management as part of your business. Tell us about that.
Yes. So we help people with all their stuff when they're prepping to go on the market, while they're on the market, when they're getting ready to move, and then we'll unpack them in their new home. So we do a lot of times I'll partner with a stager, and you guys can only do your job so much. It depends, right? You can't do it if there's clutter everywhere, if there's stuff all over the floor, the counters, it makes it a lot harder. So I love partnering with stagers because design is not our specialty, but all the stuff around the design is, and we can kind of make the dream come true when we work together. So we do a lot of downsizing, a lot of seniors, but also just anyone, like a busy family. I was just on a consult yesterday of both parents are in the military, work like 70 to 80 hours a week, and have 3 kids, a dog, and a cat. And and they want to they've got 5,000 square feet, and they want to be on the market yesterday. So it'll take about a day with 4 of us, or maybe 2 days with 2 or 3 of us, and we'll do all the surfaces, all the, cabinets and bathroom and kitchen, and zhuzh up some of the areas that are going to be photographed. Or when people come for showings, they're going to open the pantry. They're going to open, they're going to open the storage. They're going to look at the garage, and they're not going to want the primary closet to be falling all over them. So we do like that internal staging, those areas that people are going to poke their nose into. We like to make that look good, but I don't just like to make it look good. I guess I want to process the stuff with the person so that they can get rid of it, donate it, or maybe we can pack up the off season and declutter it and stage. I'm talking about a closet, but not just stuff their clothes into the drawers.
Right.
It's more like, no, let's if we're gonna touch this stuff, let's declutter it and organize it at the same time. Otherwise,
it kind of goes hard. Yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand. You have to do the decluttering in order to make it look nice. It's part of the process, really. And I think that helps show people too, potential buyers, like the functionality of this space. Look, it can hold all this stuff because it's not going to be empty. It can hold all this stuff. It can still do what it's supposed to do. So that's That's awesome. Gosh, what a great partnership.
So many people struggle with this. And for Stephanie and I both, when we focus a lot of time on our consultations and we go into all those spaces and we're telling them to do this in advance, pre-pack and organize and get it out of your closets. And so to be able to pass your name to them and say, if you need help with this, if you're a busy family with all these kids and these jobs, sometimes it makes sense to pay someone to help you do those things, because people get stuck and they oh, but this is personal to me, and oh, grandma from 2 decades ago gave this to me, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, why take that to your next house if you don't have to?
It's
nobody wants to unpack it anyway.
Right. Absolutely. No. And I there are people, I'll go for a consult and I'll give them a room by room list. And there's a few people who have taken off and done it, and they said, oh, just thanks for the punch list. I just needed some guidance. And I love doing that. However, we also have those clients who say, okay, we're going to see what we can get through. And then we kind of get the panic call, because the money's in the house. The money's in selling the house. And so right now, end of February, I don't know if you guys are feeling it into mid-March, it's like we're ready to go in a matter of a couple of weeks. And so some people are doing it themselves, and then some, I know I'm going to get that call next week. And others say, okay, come in and do everything, because in the process, we're not a huge cost in the whole process, but we're a huge amount of sanity saving, because why are we going to then move or store or pay to touch these things 2 or 3 more times and then unpack it, or not, or let it just sit somewhere? I had a client, client, she had the best, she said, I don't want to be angry when I open up a box on the other side. So every time something, she would go, do I really want to unpack that? Not even do I need it or want it. She said, do I really want to see that again and pull it out of a box? And I thought that's a pretty good filter.
Totally. Do I want to do something with this once I get where I'm going, or am I over it?
I always recommend to my clients, if it doesn't bring you joy, this is the perfect time to either donate it or sell it, or, so that you don't have to move it and then have it sit there.
Yeah. Right. It weighs on us. I think that mental load, it weighs on us. So that's definitely a benefit if people are ready to let it go. Everybody's in a different place when they're moving or when they're changing their space. I got into this because I moved a lot and I love change. I'm a little crazy like that. And it turns out most people don't love change. So I say, let me hold your hand through this. We can get through this, because you've got a new adventure on the other side. But they've got a million other things going on, jobs. Maybe somebody passed away. There's always another big life change. I've never had a case where it's just a fun move for fun.
Right. Right.
It's like not a thing.
Always a big thing that goes with it.
Yeah. So we try to hear their pain points and where we can best help. And then I always tell people to, okay, it's a whole house we have to get ready, but maybe just have us come in and start in one space. Because I do think there's the home and garden TV, right? HGTV and all the shows and the design stuff, which I'm sure you guys know. And there's a couple organizing ones. So people know about this, but I think it's still, especially to anyone maybe over 60, it's pretty foreign. And I'm working with a single gentleman in his 70s. So we worked for the first time yesterday for 3 hours, just one-on-one, and he got it. He goes, oh, I get this. And I could feel his guard go down, and him realizing I'm there to partner with him. He has a lot to get through. His wife had passed, and he's ready to, it's been a couple of years, but he's ready now to move on and sell the house, but he has got a lot to get through. And I think they don't know, like, oh, there's there's cleaners, there's movers, there's designers, but there are people in this middle area like us who we're stuff managers. Another client called it that.
Right.
Like a stuff manager. I said,
I love it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean,
that's not what we stagers typically do. We tell them what to do.
Yeah.
And then you're the best person to come in and actually help them do that, because that's not what I do. It's not what Steph does. And so,
right. Well, and a lot of times it's not what the clients do. Like, they don't know how to do it. And like you're talking about these like older generations, like our stuff it's private and it feels invasive. And I think that's where that boundary they have up, like you said, he let his guard down and let you in. Like it takes that, you have to have that extra trust factor before they do finally let you in and realize that, oh, you're going to help me. Okay. We're a team. We're gonna do this together. Okay, cool. Let's go. Like so much mindset. I mean, I talk mindset in my staging consultations. Like it's like the foundation of everything. Like until their brain is ready to do the decluttering and to do the organizing and to do the purging and to do the staging, it's like all the things, even sell the house, right? It's all, they have to get their mind ready and get themselves in that space to be able to do it. I'm sure you do a ton of, psychotherapy during your consultation.
Yeah. It's a fine line. It's people really have to be ready. And if they're not, it's too much. It is very personal. It's, we are in people's spaces. And I think that's very vulnerable. We definitely have the clients that get it and they're like, great, this is well worth my money because I don't have time or energy to take care of it. And they're like, go for it. And they're not even home when we do it, they're just, it's very,
that's why we are similar in our businesses, in that we are all coming into this space that's theirs, and they have to be ready to sell it, pack it up, move, all of those things. And so you have a kind of a different side of it than we do. And that's why we work so well together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it goes
and
so not much. So
go ahead.
For sure. Our podcast, like our audience is those sellers and those realtors that are trying to help their sellers. So like what's your biggest, I guess the biggest question that people come to you with? Like what's advice that you give over and over and over and over?
Well, I don't know so much if it's, I really try to advise that they give their future selves the present of trying to get to this now.
Ooh, love that.
It's hard. It's a hard sell. Most people, like I said, they're doing, and there's other things going on, and it's like very busy and very stressful and overwhelming,
but emotional.
Yeah,
and we're not thinking about our future self. We don't care about her right now.
Right.
We're working on that.
Yeah. And so it's a hard sell sometimes, but I have found I try to just share success stories because I've seen it. We've been hired just on the back end to come unpack. And it's more time consuming to unpack unorganized and boxes that haven't been decluttered. Some people, it's different though. We have had cases where that's just what had to happen timing wise. It just is what it is. But they say, okay, guide me through. I don't want to put something away before I declutter it now. And there's success in that too. But I do think there's a part of people, it just feels better to be in your home while other people are in your home when things are, I think, calmer. So we have an eye on what do they need to keep while they're in this home, while it's on the market. And speaking of mindset, it sets them up to realize that they can live with less or less than they had. And so then they almost start doing more decluttering on the back end. So, but anyways, I'm not sure if I really answered your question, but I try to encourage people, the more they do, they're going to have to do it at some point. Stuff doesn't just disappear on its own. It doesn't just get organized on its own. It doesn't get moved on its own. None of that. It has to happen. And if we do it up front, I think the benefit is astronomical, really.
Yes,
for peace of mind.
Can I play devil's advocate for a minute?
Yeah.
Because my brain is weird. And I'm thinking, okay, if I want to move, like I want to throw all my stuff in the boxes, get there, because I don't know like what storage situation is going to be in the new house. I mean, maybe you do, but right. And like, I don't want to get rid of it if I don't have to, but because if I have a place that it could, because like right now, say my home right now, like I don't have a lot of shelving and like just things around. There's not a lot of wall space, so I don't have a ton of art, like all that kind of stuff. And so getting somewhere, like maybe I don't love it anymore, but should I get rid of it? And then like what's that thinking there? Like if I'm like, well, maybe I'll have the perfect place for this thing in my new house.
I totally get that. I love that you played devil's advocate, because I think you come with a really playful mentality, and not everybody, people will come with heavier. So if they're feeling really heavy, like, we got to get this stuff out before you go. But if it's more like, I want to be playful and I might need it, I think that's a great way to go. And that just reminds me of every case is different. I know you guys are in a lot of different houses, and how people respond and react to suggestions or what they need to do and not do. And so I feel that out. If I realize, this client doesn't really want to declutter before they pack, then I actually recommend movers. I say, we probably just need to take the personal pictures down, or do the few things the realtor or the stager said for us to help you with if you can't do it yourself. Otherwise, I say the bang for the buck is us on the back end, is so we can unpack you and do what you're saying, which is, ooh, can we use this here? Oh gosh, there's really nowhere to use this art. Let's donate it. So there's never one way to do anything.
For sure.
Yeah. For sure. I feel like it would be much easier but again, maybe that's just me. Like, okay, I'm in this new pretty house. I don't want to clutter it up with all the things. So get this out of here, get it, but like it would be harder for me. But I've been in my house for 30 years too. So that's a whole mental thing as well.
Yeah.
Well, I had a client who, she had so much stuff in her house, so much stuff given to her by her grandmother and her mother. And so she's getting ready to move, and the garage is full of just crap. Sorry. Most of it, she wasn't sure what she was going to do with. And so I made the comment that maybe she, decide what to do with it before she moves it to her new place. Maybe she gets rid of it. Oh my gosh. She was so insulted. She was so insulted. I was like, I was just trying to help you so that you don't have to move all this stuff, make decisions now. And people are very protective of their stuff.
Yes. I think just the stuff we inherit or is given to us, gifts and heirlooms, mementos, those seem to be really hard. There's so much guilt attached to it.
Yes.
That's probably
we don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, and we don't want that stuff. I mean, I know I've even tried, like before I purge, I'm like, I've got 4 of these. I should see if I was like waiting for the kids to get their own homes, because surely they're going to need some of this, right? And then you ask them, they're no, I don't want it. I don't have China or anything like that. We didn't do that whole thing, but anything that, do you want grandma's such and such? Nope. Like they have no desire to have any of that stuff. The kids just they're like, no, we want what we want. They're much more, they're still, I wouldn't say they're minimalist, but they just need less, I guess. I don't know.
I think so. So Maegan, in your business, I'm sure you have various resources that you suggest your clients, places for your clients to sell their stuff, ways to get rid of things. What do you have that you can share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of different places to give to, and there's lots of different avenues for people to sell. And it always depends on how much time, energy, or how much money does somebody want to get. If you have a lot of time and energy, then maybe you can recoup more money from what you want to sell or what you want to try to consign, etc. If you don't have a lot of time and energy, then you're probably not going to get a lot of that money back. But I tell people at minimum, you want to try to break even when you're offloading things from your house. I think it's a hard swallow to drop $600 on junk hauling or something. I don't know where it's going. I just lost all that money. There's a piece of that. Sometimes you need it, but sometimes it just doesn't feel good. So we try to, if we have a bunch of medical stuff or like a walker and different things like that, we have a place we go for that. There's a local place in Denver, and there probably is all over, that'll collect prom dresses and jewelry and bras and just kind of specialty young female items. And that feels good to give there. Sometimes we'll do general donations at our local, we use the ARC, and I actually got to go on a tour there. And even though they're large donation center, it was fascinating to be behind the scenes and watch how they moved their product. And then when product didn't sell, everything went somewhere, from like the rubber of the shoes got then shipped off to some rubber company. So it can be exhausting too. We take prescription meds and different medication and drop it in a box at another medical place. We take shred. Well, we try to get things to the right place. Dog shelters or animal shelters, some veterinarian places will take like gross linens that you don't necessarily want to even donate. And they use them after the animals are through surgery or when they go to rescue them. It's like a one-time thing. So there's usually a place to get everything.
And what about antiques?
Oh, antique. Oh boy, that is its own category, right? Yeah, we have, one of my organizers is actually neighbors with an antique gal who's been doing it for 40 years. So we usually call Mrs. Platt, and we send her pictures a lot. So we have, but there are there's estate sale people and there's antique experts. And then there's places for consignment. So it really depends on the quality, the fashion of the item, the trend of the item. And so I have a couple of contacts that I'll use for clients and just check with them. The used furniture market is pretty oversaturated. It's hard. So that's a tough talk with clients. And I'm sure you guys go, okay, not that dresser, not this, not. And if they're not going to take it to their next place, often Nextdoor, Facebook Marketplace, often that can get things out for free. And I tell them, again, the money's in the house, not in the stuff in the house. And most people can go along with that. Like they understand, I tell them, I don't want you to lose money on paying us to like get rid of something that maybe doesn't have a higher value. So we it's really individual based, but we do try to recycle, donate. There's a website called paintcare.com, and you can go on and it tells you what paint places will take your paint cans. And there's it's sort of endless, but it's good. It feels better and people are more likely to go their stuff if they know someone.
I just had somebody reach out to me about a company called Refound. Have you heard of them?
I haven't heard of that. That sounds
I'm supposed to do a online talk with him to learn more about the company, but I went and looked online about it, and it does look like it's a resale website, and it has everything from old furniture to new furniture, clothing, purses, things like that, which certainly sounds great to me. I'm sure to both of you as well, because that's a great alternative. Instead of Marketplace, maybe you put it on Refound. So I'm going to find out more about that business.
So it's a platform, like an online platform,
it sounds like it.
Like an eBay or something, but not. Okay.
Sounds like it. Yeah. So
and there's the name isn't coming to my mind right now, but some of the on Facebook, there's some of those pay nothing type groups.
Right.
Just put up for free, and you have to get in it based, I think, on your zip code. So it feels a little endless, all the different ways to do it.
Yeah.
But that does feel so much better than, like you said, just putting it in a junk hauler and let them taking it who knows where.
Although sometimes you need that, right? Yeah. Sometimes you're like, why do you still have this? This is not optimal.
Yeah. We did one of the craziest projects we did. It was very early on in my business. We did a 30 by 60 pole barn, and there was just stuff that it was a mix of a mining company, somebody's personal stuff. It was fascinating. And also there was a lot of mice. So we had to use caution there. And so there was just some stuff, even furniture, that we had to be like, this, it's not salvageable, or the amount of money it would take to clean something or restore something, it had to go. We filled some dumpsters that day. Yeah.
I can attest to that. We have a barn, and it's where things go to die, like things that the trash man won't take, or that you can't dump. Like, we've got 2 hot tub covers in there.
Right.
Because what else are you going to do? And then every few years we rent a dumpster and it goes in the dumpster. But like until then, it's in the barn.
Yeah.
But it's the barn.
That sounds okay. I don't have a barn.
Barns are great. You should go.
I should have a barn.
Yeah. I was going to ask you guys, do you find that when you are giving a consultation in a home that the clients often do their homework, or is it a little half and half? How do you guys motivate them to get through those piles on their own?
Well, I'll start. Steph's good at this too, but I find that most of my clients do everything I tell them to do. Now, I can only base that on the photos that I get to see. So whether they're closets or drawers or cabinets actually look as nice and neat and tidy as they say, or the pictures show, I never really know. But I always talk about Maria Kondo. And I always bring her up and I say, oh, have you ever heard of Maria Kondo? Most people don't, but a few do. And I said, well, she's kind of ruined us, because now everybody wants neat and orderly and organized. And so I talk to them about that, and that's what buyers are looking for: neat and tidy and organized. And so I always recommend, some solutions, little bins for things to go in so it looks nice and tidy. And I'm sure Stephanie kind of does a similar thing, huh?
Yeah. And it goes back to mindset, getting them, before we even start recommending things, getting them in the mindset of, you're selling a home. It's a product, a house, actually, not even a home.
Right.
It's something that you want to get the most amount of money for. And in order to do that, you need to show it to the buyers, and you need to show it off. Right. And so, like, just talking to them about those kinds of things. And I think too, like, we have amazing realtor partners who sort of start the process and talk to them about how important it is to do these things. They don't necessarily want to be the bad guy and tell them all the things, but when they include staging, like, oh, I'll have my stager come and they're going to help you with telling you exactly what this, and this. And then they've kind of already heard it. It's like the agents prep them for us. And then by the time we come, they're sort of expecting, everybody watches HGTV, like they know what things are supposed to look like. Right. And so it's reminding them who they're up against. Yes, the home on HGTV is your competition. Can you make your home look like that? And so it's letting us be the bad guy. They're ready for us because they've heard from their agent that they know they have to do some things. They know what it's supposed to look like. So by the time we come in, I feel like they're kind of ready. And it's just that little bit of encouragement and mindset, and even meeting them where they are. Because some people, they don't want to do this, but they'll do this, right? Like, they don't want to paint the whole house, but maybe this red accent wall, we can paint that one wall, right? But it's all about balance, finding what they are willing to do. and being okay with that, and then working with that. Maybe if they don't want to paint the red wall, we're going to find a way to make that red wall look intentional and work in space. I mean, it's what we can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Maegan, do you have specific strategies you recommend for people to help them organize and live in a staged home? Because, I always try and recommend different things that they can do. For instance, the bins, putting things in bins. Do you have other things that you recommend?
Well, one, I was just chatting with a realtor yesterday. This is the busy house with 3 kids. And she says, I need them to be able to live here. And so what she's making them is a bin with like a cute letter or something. I don't know. She's making it all cute. And we've decided that, the kids are going to get some things out. And if it's a last minute showing, we need one bin that things can just sweep into. Now, as an organizer, it kind of gives me a little bit of hives, right? But it's very functional. So I do think getting to the closets and some cupboards actually make it easier to live in it when it's on the market, because we have some clients that will have like a tray or a bathroom organizer, right? So if we've kind of cleared out their cupboards, it just goes right under there without tipping a million other things over, and then they can just bring it out. So clearing out some of those cupboard spaces where they can tuck things away but not lose them entirely. And that's not probably anything new. That's just functioning.
Yeah, I think Stephanie and
that's something.
Both do that.
Okay.
Yeah, something in the bathrooms and in kitchens. Like, clear out the stuff you're not using every day, pack it away, so that the stuff that's on the countertops you can now put in a cabinet. It's still handy, but it's not out for all the world to see. And people get that. I feel like it. But it is
designate them like one cabinet for those things, because otherwise then they forget to, I don't know, bring out the thing that needs to come out or something. Right. So and that's very different organizing in some ways than just, we do a lot of general organizing when people aren't moving. So it's just it's their home office, or it's their kitchen, or tomorrow's a basement and a whole kid toy zone. So that's different. And people do want the fashion. I do think some of the shows have ruined us too, because we have this expectation that organization looks a certain way, or it's a certain amount of items. And I would say
all the clear bins.
If there's anything people should take away, is it's really, organization is for you. It's how do I feel good in how I'm functioning, finding, putting away, hosting, like, for my life and the people in the house and the people in and out of my house, what feels good, what feels, and for everyone, that's a very different standard. And so I just like to get to know that. I think at the beginning I was more on the minimalist side of things, like, don't own so many things that you have to remember, label where they're at. But now I go, oh no, a lot of people love a lot of things, but they want to find it, and they want to still feel good in it. I think it's important for people to know what that is for themselves, or let us help them find it. And it's not going to look necessarily like TV. I tell people when they call to ask about things, I'm like, we can make it look as Pinteresty as you would like. And we can use Amazon boxes or some sort of cardboard box with a masking tape. Like, we can use exactly what you have. I always go for function first, and then do we need to beautify it? And other people go, Maegan, I have many, and these might be you guys. They go, if it's not pretty, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to keep it up. And I go, okay, well then we'll start with pretty, but we still have to make sure it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, to me, there's 0 point. Yeah.
Wouldn't you though have to even start with the cardboard boxes and get things where they need to be, and then be like, okay, we need a box this size for this stuff, and so you kind of have to start with the cardboard boxes anyway, don't you? I would think.
Yeah, you do. Or I tell people we'll find bins. Like when we're in a storage unit or closet or something, I go, an office especially, we will find bins will empty and present themselves. And I'll tell them, yeah, let's put up this rough draft. Or if I have measurements before, I'll bring in what I think will work. But I tell them, I'd rather you spend your money on, let's get this working. And then we can say, oh, okay, so for $200 of containers or $100, like then you can make it sparkle and match. But if you don't know what's going in a bin, how do you know what bin to get? Some of my most disorganized clients have the most matching bins because that's that dopamine hit of I'm going shopping and I'm gonna get organized.
Right.
The process of the organizing is harder. So I try to use that pretty as like some of the reward for the hard work.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, once you get the cardboard boxes where they need to be, now imagine how great it's going to look if you switch them out. And I don't know.
Yeah.
And so when you finish, I bet your clients are just so thrilled and relieved. Like you've taken off this huge emotional weight on them.
Yeah. It is.
It does feel that way when you do it yourself. Like I just cleaned out my closet this weekend. I took 2 huge bags of clothes that I don't wear, that don't fit, and feels so good.
It does. And I
think they must love you.
We have a good time. We definitely love helping people. And there is, I think relief is the best word because it's there's always those funny videos on Instagram or something about somebody like, I had the bug to start organizing and everything's out.
Yes.
Right? And then the reality of, oh my God, I have to keep going. And I've hit those points in my own space. It's your own stuff. You hit those points quicker. So that's why it is. People go, well, why hire a professional organizer? I think that buddy system and that guide, it's physical, mental, emotional. So if we can take some of that physical and mental and just keep the ball rolling, I think things happen faster and they feel better. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because
isn't that the technique though, to pull everything out and then figure like.
It can be. Yeah. I definitely think that's probably majority of how people approach the space. I did just these last couple of weeks work on an office for a realtor, a home office, and he only had 2.5 hour chunks of time, which normally feels like, we might leave you hanging or we might pull out stuff. And we did 3 sessions of 2 hours. Then his wife said, let's switch the guest bed with the office. And that became a whole, boy. He was like, no, but it all worked out. But I would say I walked away from that kind of going, I think that really worked for that client. A full day of doing the office can really be overwhelming, and the decision fatigue, I can watch it in faces fade away. So I am more of a pull it out, but I do think there's some spaces that you can take bite-size pieces out of and see the progress and kind of eliminate some of the overwhelm. We definitely pull it all out and send the client away, like, go do your Zoom meetings or go have lunch or go do your appointment, come back for some decisions. Okay, now take a break while we put some things back. So usually we have the client in and out because if most people are not, most people go, how do you do this all day long?
Sure.
How do you do this every day? It can be taxing if it's a full day.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Right. What's the strangest thing you've organized for someone?
Oh, that's a great question. We've certainly found a variety of things. I tell people nothing scares us.
I'm sure.
We know it's all there. Wow. I don't know what the weirdest thing is. Yeah, I actually can't think. It's probably because at this point, a lot of things don't seem weird anymore. If that, like, I just go, oh, that makes sense. They have a bunch of whatever, and everybody has like one person, we kept finding socks and pens in the garage. We're like, do you just like take off your shoes and your socks in the garage? Like, what's happening? So every client usually there's something.
So what's the system? Like, if somebody were to try to do it themselves, like, is there one system that makes the most sense for kind of everybody? But I mean, I'm thinking you're going to say no, everybody's different. And
no, I think there's a couple of real basics that sometimes people shy away from talking about because they think it's really basic, but I'm like, keep it simple. Like, why do we have to complicate it? Right.
Okay, good.
Not brain surgery. It's just organizing.
Really. Yeah. Good. Share with us that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, no, and maybe. It's a yes. No, it's a yes. It's an immediate yes. And something's an immediate no. You just, because you say it, it's a yes or a no. But it's just not, it takes 1 second. If you're spending 2 to 3 to 4 seconds and you have the hesitation, if you're doing it on your own, just make the maybe pile. Don't sit and think about it for a long time. Just go with the yes, no, and then put that in the maybe pile. And then come to the maybes when you're done with the yeses and the nos, because they'll be easier. There'll still be some that hold you up, but if
that's exactly what I did with my closet. Right. Yes, no, maybe. I put the maybes aside, and I went back over the maybes, who turned mostly into nos.
There you go. Yeah. So you had it, and I do think just the classic like with like. I mean, it doesn't get old. Why are you going to have one category in 5 different places? It doesn't. Like, I just did a home of a client who's a photo organizer. So she has the organized brain, but she has 3 or 4 storage spaces and kind of backstock overflow. And so she said, I think I need your brain on this. And so we made a roadmap and almost just a map of what categories are going to live where, because she had hosting and serving items in 5 different places. Oh. And it was stressing me out because my brain will forget that I have something if it's not hanging out with its other friends. Yes. Having its own like serving platter party, I'm going to forget I have that. Yeah. And it was fascinating to watch. She really said, she goes, you're training me to gather.
Yeah.
And whereas, because if we have the space, we'll spread out and we'll put stuff wherever we want. But I think just keeping friends with friends, like with like, those is that way, where to put things away, which is more important than almost where to find them. We'll search for hours if we need to find something, but we don't walk around our house holding an item going, oh, where does this go? Where does it go? But we'll search for it. So things need to be easy to be put away and be with their friend, and then don't pause too long on those maybes. I think they get slippery.
I'm sure. Yeah.
That's good. She's given us so much information today, hasn't she, Stephanie?
Yeah, so much goodness. This was amazing.
We're really gonna take a lot out of this. So Maegan, if there's somebody who's listening who wants to get in touch with you because they need organizing, how can they get in touce with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Our website is shapespace.me. So that's shapespace.me. And my name is spelled a little different. So I'm going to give you the easy email, which is info@shapespace.me. I'm also on Instagram under Shapespace Organizing, or you can call or text me and 720-728-9203. Happy to help.
Awesome. Well, we sure appreciate you being here today and sharing all your good information with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And I'll get the website and all that in the show notes too, so that hopefully it can just be clickable and easier for people to find. So,
yay.
It was so good. Thank you for being here and sharing all of your amazing knowledge with us.
Great.
I appreciate it. I feel like we could talk forever about this, but
totally. I know we're almost an hour in, so very good.
Right.
Thanks for joining us.
All right. Hope to see you soon.
Thanks. Yep. Sounds good.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Stager Savvy, insider secrets to stage your home and sell it for more. We hope you've enjoyed our discussion on home staging and gained valuable insights that you can apply to your own real estate journey.
If you have any questions or ideas for future episodes, or would like to learn more about our services, please feel free to visit our website, stagersavvy.com, or reach out to us directly at stagersavvy@gmail.com. We're always happy to help.
And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to stay up to date on the latest episodes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us, and it helps us improve our content and reach more people.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.